bar's got that swing. Glasses clink, hear the ice cubes sing. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worry slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. There's Troy laughing with his gin and a grin, telling stories about where he's been. Boomer's got whiskey, he's loosening his tie, chasing dreams under a midday sky. The bartender knows us, he's mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worry slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for the day. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. Sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh and we'll toast till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worry slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
Salut and welcome. Happy Monday to all of you. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I guess there was something going on last night because, I didn't get to sleep very quickly when I got into bed, and I went to bed really late. Come to find out, Culture Casino had a very similar situation, also having stayed up real late and then not being able to fall asleep quickly. I guess we weren't the only ones. So yeah, I don't know what it was last night, but I had a hard time getting going. Part of that was getting the streams together for at least the first half of the week, including this one and so forth, updating the promos and so forth. So at least, I didn't have to hit the ground running so desperately this morning as I usually do on a Monday. But wow. I'm just wow. So Vasalud. Let's see how you guys are all doing today. Starting with the first one I'm seeing. Mechpo! It's lunchtime! I claim first place in this chat for the Klingon Empire. Kapla! Yes, success to the Klingon Empire. You are indeed the first today, Mark Melnikoff. Have a great show, my friends. Enjoy his musings, Liquid Lunchers. Thank you so much, Big Al. Super appreciate you. Rosefire, welcome. Always good to see you. Netters Network says, I'm the love of her life, which fills me with so much joy. She says, share, subscribe, become a member, leave a comment, give a gift membership. Yes, please. Honestly, the memberships are the only revenue source this channel has. It really is. When you, at least that I can count on. I mean, I love the super chats. I love the super thanks. Those are like tips. But the real money is in the memberships. It's certainly not in ads. And there is certainly no promotion happening from the platform. It's all you guys. If you want this channel to be a success and still be here for you on a daily and weekly basis, you got to make it yours. You got to make it happen. You really, really do. Super appreciate every single one of you that do. Want to pick me up? Watch or rewatch the Batman Superman World's Finest fan trailer from early 2000s. The characters resemble the Alex Ross art style. I'll have to check that out. That sounds very interesting. Not real fired up about Alex Ross these days, but I cannot take away from him that he has been an incredible photorealistic artist. So there is that. Longest running superhero RPG on Earth. CK, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. I'm on time for once, he says. Truly a sign of the end times. Well, that's probably the least of the signs, but there's plenty of signs. Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube, Fluff Chip Productions, wonderful Blue Wrench, and wonderful member of the channel. Thank you for being here, Connie. Wonderful supporter. As is Jonathan Conroy, coming in to say, hail to all. Smash that like button and enjoy the show. Yes, please do. Please do. I'm not sure that the hitting the like button constitutes engagement anymore, but it encourages me, and I appreciate it. Start a new, better day. Exactly. There you go. Let's see here. Saying hi to each other, which I always appreciate seeing. Let's see. I saw Demon Slayer Infinite Castle in a packed theater this weekend. It's like Avengers Endgame, so won't make sense unless you watch the whole show, but it was fun, crazy, and exciting. That sounds very, very interesting. I have heard many Christians talking about insomnia recently. Some talk of spiritual stuff in the wake of recent events. Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be that you have any strong religious convictions. I mean, just when tragic stuff like that happens, it is unsettling. It is unsettling if you are a reasonable, thoughtful, compassionate human being. If you're a subhuman monster, you don't care, and you cheer like a demon. These things. Enjoy some homemade carrot and lentil soup in honor of liquid lunch. There you go. Followed by strawberry lemonade. My grandmother used to make, and did she put carrots in it? She might have done. But my grandmother used to make a lentil soup. I know she used onions. That was just incredible. She called it lindique. She had, my grandmother was second generation Italian. She very much embraced the Italian-American pseudo-Italian language and, the dropping the vowels at the end and so forth. Why she called it lindique, I don't know. I don't know what lentils are called in proper Italian, but she used. Yes, she used to boil it with onions and olive oil. Is how she would do the lindique, and I would. I just loved that stuff. I really did. Mikey Sue's 4. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. I had no idea, but welcome. Oops. Well, hi again, Connie. I meant to bring up JPRPH1. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. And Jonathan Conroy is listening while I remove a broken spindle on my lawnmower. Your lawnmower found a stump. Gah! Yes, I can empathize incredibly with you on that. Welcome, Nate. Geek Flag with Nate No says, like it, share it, subscribe it, comment, and become a member of it. Come on in and get groovy, baby. I love it. I love it. That's good stuff, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. I really, really do appreciate that. Rosefire is having trouble sleeping too. She said, I'm sorry to hear that. Makes sense why people have trouble sleeping during these challenging times. It is unsettling. It is unsettling. You get very, very uncomfortable when you see horrible things like this happening in the world. Jason Fawkes from 540 Studios celebrates 1 month of membership. Thank you so much, my friend. Man, the time went by fast. Seriously, you blink and weeks have gone by. He's dropping the fedora, the brown mumbler, the channel logo, and of course, the Canarble wagon. He says, hail, skol. There you go, my friend. Carrots, parsnips. I would not have thought of parsnip. And sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes will bulk it up. It's going to be less a soup and more of a stew that way. And add a wonderful natural sweet, but not too sweet, taste to. Yes, absolutely. Current events have been hard to focus and sleep. Also have my head on a swivel when out and about. Situational awareness is always important for everyone. You need to be aware of it. Sorry, I've got cooking on the mind lately. Upcoming holiday prep. That makes absolute sense. So we'll be likely dropping a lot of tips or recipes found. That would be awesome. I know Netter would be very, very encouraged by that as well. Mikey Seuss 4 says, have you seen the current Toxic Avenger film with Peter Dinklage? We're trying to see it soon. I have no interest. I've heard all that I need to know about it. Desperately need glasses, so I'm truly sorry if I missed any comments. No worries. Longest running superhero RPG on Earth, RubyHoove. Hope you are doing well. I heard you that we were just talking about not getting a good night's sleep, and I heard that you got to bed late last night and were sleeping in because you're going to have a long night tonight. Hope you have fun. Thank you so much for your generosity and a gifted membership too. The Potawatomi. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. I hope you stop by with this gifted membership to say hi. I swear RubyHoove is single-handedly keeping my membership numbers at least existing. So thank you so much, RubyHoove. I owe you so much. To the extent that this channel is successful, I owe so much to you. I really, really do. And keep in mind too that when someone gifts a membership, it is an opportunity to grow this community, right? Get someone to come in, take a look around, see that. I think they'll come in for the gifted membership. They'll listen to the show, but the reason they're going to stay is because of all of you. You guys in the chat make this a community that people want to be a part of. And that also I greatly, greatly appreciate. A local Comic-Con asked me to be a guest for my RPG. Been wondering what the chances of violence are. I'm certainly upset people with my channel. Yeah, I get that. Charlie Kirk was very dangerous to the evil people in this country. That's why he needed to be silenced. Culture Casino was just talking about this today, and he was saying, he's not concerned because he knows he's not a big enough name to be grabbing hold of the attention of big power brokers, deep state actors, Antifa adjacent neo-Marxist groups that are targeting big names. I think as you start looking into these more and more, these are not, lone gunmen. These are radicalized individuals, to be certain, but they are being backed up by organizations. And I don't think your local cons are a target at all. But it's always good to be aware of your surroundings, protect yourself, carry with you whatever tools you need to carry with you to keep you, yourself, your family, and friends safe. I won't go any further than that. I think you know what I'm saying. Crazy to be wondering if I want to go out or not. Well, let me put it to you this way. If you don't go out, they win. They have silenced any desire to be opposition any longer. You become a docile sheep, and you submit to the evil people. If you do that. Okay? I was talking about this yesterday. I've shared out the clip talking about we need to be Paul Revere, right? We need to get out there. And we're not saying the redcoats are coming. We have to get out there and say the redcoats are here. And by that, I don't mean the British anymore. I mean the redcoats as in the demons. They are here. And if you don't get that message out, then you're complying. Then you're just complying. Currently snacking on butterbeer flavored goldfish. I didn't know such a thing existed. That's interesting. Discount bin found my beauty wife Suzanne. Well, good. There you go. Curtis Selby says it's lunchtime for him as well. Welcome, my friend. Let's see here. The local con I mentioned has a website, and there are some trans guys on there. Mad, that con host, said R.I.P. Charlie, and they are saying all conservatives need to be dealt with, so that's part of it. Well, now that brings up another point. Are you going to patronize a convention that is made up of that kind of thing? I was just watching last night's I was going to say Bourbon with Barnes. It wasn't Bourbon with Barnes. It was Viva Fry and Robert Barnes on Locals. And he was saying the Amish have a concept of shunning people that just do evil and refuse to repent. And I think we need to start doing that with businesses. I mean, we've talked about it in different terms, but we really do need to say, do we want to financially support these evil people? We've got to quit doing that. In some cases, it will send the message you need to change. In other cases, it will cause them to go out of business. And that void will be filled by companies of a more sound and sensible mindset. Oh, RubyHoove, so generous. Yes, I didn't want to share your news, but yes, you're going to see ZZ Top tonight. Everyone have a great one. Ruby, thank you so much. You are just wonderful. I so appreciate you. I really do. Real quick, back to what CK was saying. This is something Mark's been bringing up a lot about the con community. This is a big part of why Netter and I left the steampunk stuff. We're not getting involved with the history reenacting anymore because it's been just been flooded by these young neo-Marxist sickos. And we won't associate with that anymore. Rather create a community here to associate with. Current times seem more like 1861 to me, a social civil war for a battle for the future of America and its values. I agree. And people that have studied, the history of civilizations, the rise and fall, have always pointed out when you start seeing ridiculous levels of sexual depravity in societies, that is not the sign of an expanding and growing healthy society. That is a society that's on the decline. It always is. And we are literally defining ourselves by our sexual depravity. We are putting these very sick-minded people that have warped ideas about sexuality in some sort of glorified position in our social mindset, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It's very clear what's happening. That not only that, but what is the number one online influencer moneymaker, particularly among young women? Again, sexual depravity is destroying our society. Don't get me wrong, I'm a red-blooded man myself, but I know what it is. In my defense, I speak out against things online still, but there is a difference between that and telling my enemies exactly when and where I'll be. Yeah, be safe. Just don't be silenced. Just do not be silenced. I got to remember I have 2 autistic kids and a handicapped wife that need me a lot. That's true. That's a great point. That is a great point. Exactly. Yep. So there you go. Real quick, this isn't a big thing, but I thought I'd mention it because I know that, especially, I can't remember if it's Rosefire or Lynn Green. Maybe it was Lynn Green who had mentioned it to me before. Let me bring this up real quick. Entire screen without sound. Share. Add to screen. So I got a notification from YouTube today. First thing I did was like, oh crap, what are you hitting me? What strike are you hitting me with now? No, that's not what it was. Apparently, quick note that we were aware that some of you are having trouble with comments and channel info not loading correctly. Our team investigated this and has rolled out a fix. Thank you for your report. So let me know if you're not seeing your comments when you share them and whatnot. I would be interested in knowing if you're still seeing any problems. But I know, like I said, I think it was Lynn Green. Some of her comments weren't coming up that she knew she had posted. Some of the comments in the chat. No, it's this way. Some of the comments in the chat. Sin of Sin's Corner was mentioning. She had put up like twice something. We thought it might have been a no-no word she was using, but we have no way to know that for certain. My 3 solutions: bring back family values, firm and fair discipline given to children from parents only, and prayer put back into all schools and public institutions. I wouldn't be in favor of schools instituting prayer, but I would be very much in favor of not persecuting children if they want to pray in school. Let's enforce that First Amendment the way it's supposed to be enforced, right? Otherwise, we start getting like Britain where, now we're going to arrest people for praying silently. So now you're actually persecuting people for their thoughts, for what's going on silently in their minds. Really, really smart. Sally's baking addiction oatmeal cookies. You may consider chocolate chip to be number 1, but this recipe tastes as good as bakery oatmeal cookies. That does sound yummy. It happened to me a couple of times on some channels that I am a regular on. Okay, Yes, I think I do remember you mentioning it as well, Connie. So let me know if you see that this particular issue has improved. I'd like to know. In the meantime, let's get to before we get into any hold up. Let's hit the promos real quick. And this isn't even a full slate of the promos for the week. But let me get through them. Let me refresh my drink, and we'll get back to some of the news that I wanted to muse about a little bit right afterwards. Give me about a little less than 3 minutes.
You are watching Liquid Lunch, streaming every weekday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's sip together. This week, on Live from Sparkwood and 21, we'll experience and discuss an adult animated web series about the routines of a dull-witted man named Randy who lives with his frazzled wife and squeaky-voiced child. This web series, created and voiced by David Lynch, had been called the angriest cartoon in the world. Join us for Dumbland this Tuesday night at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates.
On board Scorpio, Vila intercepts a transmission from Serverland to someone called Cancer, referencing Domo the Ninth and 5 subjects. At first glance, the Federation transmission seems irrelevant. Then Scorpio's crew discover that they are the 5 subjects, and the targets of her contract with Cancer, an infallible, hired assassin. This Tuesday on Last Call presents Blake 7 at 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern.
It's Thursday night, and Netters Network talks to the streamers who have everybody talking. It's Thursday Things, Thursdays at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, a young soprano becomes the obsession of a disfigured and murderous musical genius who lives beneath the Paris Opera House. Her voice became his passion, her love became his obsession, her refusal became his rage. Listen to the music of the night in The Phantom of the Opera. This week on Big Al Presents Films with Friends, Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Papa Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it somewhere else, but Boomer and Pacelli put a spin on it you likely won't hear anywhere else. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
We now return to our Liquid Lunch.
Let's see here. Let me sort this so I can see who I... Troy, the problem with YouTube now, I do believe it's that they have AI evaluating interactions in channels, and the problem with an eyes that it's always being updated so its parameters can change. So, yeah, there's a couple things here. First, I'm not going to get bent out of shape about the AI doing the evaluating, because in honesty, this is the tool that YouTube has chosen to use to enforce their will, so to speak. So the problem is still the same, whether it's real people doing it, some sort of a bot, or now an AI thing. But I do think day to day, week to week, and every minute, yes, there is no consistency. They change on a whim. They do not inform you what their rules are or what they're evaluating you on. It's, yeah. CK was talking about his channel getting dinged for use of AI or whatever, and they cherry pick what they do. That's the other problem. Even when they do, tell you this is okay and this is not okay, they do it to you, but not to other channels. There's very clearly favoritism happening and they don't care. They don't care to be fair in any way, shape, or form. Welcome to the Horror King. Thank you for being here, my friend. Always appreciate you. Yeah. You haven't been shunned until you've been shunned by the Klingon Empire. It's called discommendation. Whew. Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. And JoesAtmosfere, welcome. Hail Midday Mixologist. Drive by, like, and share. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Really, really do appreciate that. I really do. Save this one for last because it'll lead back into what we were about to talk about. Indiana Jones and the Uncanny Valley of Doom. That's not even the biggest problem here. Let's get back to it. So this comes to us from that Park Place. They're saying Bethesda tweets and deletes video appearing to mock Charlie Kirk tragedy. You don't care much about facts, do you? Let's see what this is all about. Oh, about these fascists, do you? In the wake of, let me, so that you guys can see it as clearly as possible, let me get back to showing all so I can see all of your comments. Thank you. In the wake of the tragic assassination Charlie Kirk last week, outrage has erupted over Bethesda, a major video game studio. And I will note, it's not just Bethesda, it's the entire friggin' gaming community, the entertainment community. We're seeing where the cancer is. This is like a chemist or a biologist using dye so that you can see things in a petri dish, being accused of mocking his death online. The post in question has since been deleted, but as of this writing, Bethesda has not issued an apology or statement addressing the backlash. This incident marks yet another case of corporate and entertainment figures wading into political territories in ways that risk alienating huge portions of their audience. The only thing that will change this is if you stop giving these people your money. I don't care how much you like the game. I don't care how much you want to see the movie. If you contribute to these people, you are part of the problem. You perpetuate their hate speech. Understand? You're okaying what they do when you give them your money. This incident marks another... Oh, yeah. Okay. With Bethesda now under fire over this potential Charlie Kirk mockery, fans are demanding answers. The way you demand it is call it out online, mock them, show the screen captures, because the internet is forever, and withhold your money. Period. Full stop. The controversy began when a Bethesda producer allegedly posted on X in a way that appeared to trivialize or mock Charlie Kirk's death. It should not need to be said, but apparently with people like this in the world, it does need to be said. I don't care how heinous somebody is. I don't care how vile a person is, what they have said or what they have done. Murder is never acceptable. Never. Never, never, never. There are always other options. The video in question was from Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, a game that actually received critical praise for the studio. Did it, though? From people that actually played the game? In the first-person scenario on display, Indy pets a cat and says, "You don't care much about these fascists, do you?" That is true. That is something that was in the game at that time. Keeping in context, he was literally talking about those evil Germans of the 1930s. That's where this game is set. Screenshots began circulating almost immediately, sparking anger across social media platforms. Bethesda's official accounts have remained silent. They're the ones that say silence is violence, right? But the post was removed shortly after getting traction. No apology has been issued, nor do I expect there to be. Nor has Bethesda clarified whether the comments reflected the company's position or were the personal opinions of their employees, which they still need to take responsibility for. The lack of response has only fueled more criticism. Many believe that if Bethesda wants to protect its brand, it must swiftly address what happened, especially given how politically charged the national conversation is right now. You think? Then it starts getting into the specifics of the situation. Why this matters for Bethesda. Bethesda, known for blockbuster franchises like Elder Scrolls and Fallout, sits under the umbrella of Microsoft's Xbox division. Unlike independent developers, Bethesda is a globally recognized name with enormous reach, meaning its public image has direct consequences on the wider Microsoft brand. By the way, Grooms, you should probably be following him. He is a good person to follow on X. Really a sharp guy. By allowing this situation to go unaddressed, Bethesda risks alienating a substantial share of its players, many of whom may have respected Charlie Kirk, or at least believed mocking the dead is inappropriate. You think? In an industry allegedly plagued by political controversies, this flare-up couldn't come at a worse time. Bethesda is hardly the first company to face backlash from employees' commentary. In the aftermath of Kirk's death, multiple teachers, artists, influencers have been disciplined or lost their jobs for making celebratory or derogatory remarks online. What set Bethesda apart is its size and its visibility, and its lack of doing anything about it. I want to point out that there's a lot of people that want to turn this into, well, now you're getting into cancel culture. This is not cancellation. This is consequences. Cancellation is when we want people removed from social media and from the public sphere and not allowed to speak. That's cancellation. Losing your job because you have directly impacted the public opinion of your company, that's the consequences of your actions. That is absolutely expected. And I'm so glad that these people are doing this online. I don't want them canceled. I want them to keep being able to express themselves so we know who they are. As of now, the Bethesda Charlie Kirk controversy remains unresolved. The offending post is gone, but since silence from Bethesda is only making the backlash worse, every hour without a response gives the perception that the company is either ignoring the outrage or condoning the remarks. If Bethesda wants to continue the fallout, no pun intended, it will need to clarify quickly whether the post represented the company in any official capacity, and if not, make that clear. Until then, the controversy will continue to spread. The fans will keep asking the question, does Bethesda condone mocking the death of Charlie Kirk? I'll go farther than that. I will say, in their silence, they are making the statement, we agree with it. That's what they are saying. Taking it down just means we want to limit how much crap you guys give us over it. They're not saying anything against it. Let's get back to the main page because I wanted to see. I found this kind of funny. Elizabeth Banks brags that 5 women and 1 man were nominated for Best Director at the Emmys, but the man won. Doesn't matter how many women are represented, it's the best that wins the award, right? Star Wars legend Billy D. Williams hijacked by hackers and maybe his social media handlers in Charlie Kirk's fiasco. Yeah, this was a sad one because the message that came out on his social media was very positive. It was an appropriate type of comment. Only come to find out it wasn't Billy D himself who made the comment, and it was taken down. Stephen King movie The Long Walk flops at the box office after author caught spreading Charlie Kirk misinformation. Misinformation being another word for outright lies and slander. Demonstrably false statements. He's a piece of crap. And I will never support anything he ever does, ever again. Which brings me to, I had promised a bit of a channel update. And this isn't a big deal. This isn't like, a huge shift. Kind of pivoting more into what my channel's kind of always been anyway. I am going to be doing a whole lot less current entertainment, current movies, current toys. I'm going to be focusing a whole lot more on nostalgia, stuff I grew up with, movies I loved, toys that I played with, things like that. For those of you that are of comparable age to myself, so that we can reminisce together. And for those that are a bit younger or just, miss the boat on some of these things, to become aware of some forms of entertainment that you can enjoy that are would not be currently supporting these outlets that hate us. Let's just be honest with what we're saying. So CK's got to go, but you know what, buddy? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. As long as you did, you guys can always catch up on the rerun. There's no reason you can't. Don't challenge death to a pillow fight unless you're preparing for the repercussions. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm not even thinking about buying all clean Borderlands 4 because the creator of the game is an absolute a-hole, doesn't have any respect for his customers or for the sanctity of human life, I would imagine. The nutbags out there keep saying it's like the 30s, as if there are no other evil groups existing in the world since 1945. They keep living in the past and aren't looking at current threats. Partly that's because they are absolutely ignorant. They don't know their history, so they are destined to repeat it. They are also running cover for evil despots that have existed since the 30s because they represent a political ideology that these know-nothings actually believe in and support, and are trying to usher in. There's an old saying I learned back in the 90s from a DM: you don't run up to a fire and throw gasoline on it. Seems a lot of folks haven't learned that. Yes, absolutely true. Horror King, you're absolutely right. Oh, I'm sorry. That one was Mark. My apologies. I was reading one comment and I'd brought up another one. That was weird. The reason why Bethesda hasn't responded to this because they agree with the statement and they can't come out and lie that they don't. Exactly. That's why they don't deserve your support. Withhold your money. My girlfriend left a note on the fridge that said, "This isn't working." I'm not sure what she was talking about. I opened the fridge door and it was working just fine. Yeah, I agree. I hope you didn't waste a lot of time, opening it and closing it to see if the light was going on and off. Let's see here. They keep saying we're the good guys, but reality proves otherwise. If you're so good, why are people jumping off the ship? Exactly. Culture was kind of addressing the root cause of this. And anybody who's studied any kind of behaviorism, psychology, and whatnot knows this. There is a very natural, very strong psychological behavior in humans. We hate to be wrong. It's all part of our ego. And we will ignore reality to not be wrong. And it is something that can be bred out of you. Charlie Kirk was a great example of this. I challenge people that say, he said this, he said that. First, if you believe that, show me the quote. When did he say it? Where did he say it? Show me a clip, something. Pin it down, show me the proof. Okay? First. Secondly, if you can find it, which you probably can't, but if you can, when was it? And what has he said since then? Because unlike so many people, he is one of those rare people that will take a stance on something, but then listen to the opposition, and he can be convinced otherwise. He is open to the possibility that he is wrong, if you can demonstrate it. And he has. There are a lot of things that he has said, 5 years ago that he has changed his opinion on since then. Ironically, one of them was certain countries in the Middle East right now and his opinions on those. And that's why a lot of people are starting to think, well, maybe some people didn't like that he was changing his opinions on those things, because when someone like Charlie Kirk changes his opinions, he brings other people with him because he brings the receipts. This is how you get a message out. You may not be able to look. Charlie Kirk used to debate with Marxist lefties on campuses. Some of them he was able to reach and get them to think critically. Others he never would. But that doesn't matter, because other people were listening. This is something I have said many times when I'm going back and forth with a troll. Sometimes it's even a bot on social media. I'm not trying to convince the person I'm speaking to and engaging with directly. I am putting up a message that other people will see. And my hope is that they see that I am reasonable and, as I said before, bringing the receipts. And I got the proof. And this guy's an idiot. That's what I'm hoping. I am affecting way more people than just the one person I'm speaking to. That's the goal. That's how Charlie Kirk was. They keep saying, yeah, that's the other thing. As I said the other day, villains don't see themselves as villains. They think they are the heroes in their own story. They think they're on the right side of history. I am not looking to be on the right side of history. I'm looking to do what's right in all things. And I am always reevaluating, am I right? I understand the way things are. You want to be in a happy place. Yes, but I am also a realist. I understand, as Charlie Kirk did, that this is a horrible, evil, sinful world that we live in temporarily. So we try our best to make it a better world while we're here. Mark's rules at work is, number one, Mark is never wrong. 2, if Mark is wrong, see rule number 1. So far, that's held since a certain someone showed me some things I needed to see. Yeah, I hear you. This is how you get breakthroughs in science, culture, arts. Also, someone someone to think outside the box and ask, what if we did things differently? Yeah. And you don't just start doing things differently just to see what happens. You think it through first. Would this change be a net benefit? Or will there be, outcomes that will not be so beneficial? Think about that before you do it, right? Measure twice, cut once. Good afternoon, Leah Plus Size. Coming in late, but just wanted to say I love the idea of your stream that will focus on nostalgia. We're about the same age, and I love the idea. Yeah. It kind of goes with being an old fart, because I realize my grandfather didn't like the music I was listening to, which bothered me because I knew he wasn't open-minded to it. He didn't want to bother listening to it, but he shared with me Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and so forth, and I loved it. And when I was hanging out with him, I would listen to it. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, listening to them, finding out what things were like in their day, hearing their stories, and it really did shape me. And I feel like that is the role of the elder, right? The elder shares wisdom, and sometimes in a space like this, that wisdom is entertainment. Is important to shaping who we are. So you need to be critical when you choose your entertainment. You really do. Does this entertainment elevate you? Does it make you a better person for having viewed it? And a lot of the modern stuff doesn't. So maybe some of the older stuff will, that I can share with you. A humble person will admit he's made a mistake and will go search for the truth, or at least what creates a better outcome. He will keep trying until he gets his craft, study, invention right. Exactly. That's exactly right. Proverbs talks a lot about pride and humility. What is good and what is not. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Khabla. Yes, success. That's what we strive for, is success. It's thanks to the recommendations here that I watched the original Tron for the first time. That's interesting. That is very interesting feedback. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm so glad I did. It's a brilliant sci-fi story. Absolutely. Absolutely. Which also, and I'm not speaking of Tron specifically, but things like Tron, Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, all the things that we loved in our younger days, that's what hurts so much when we see it corrupted in the modern age, by these postmodernist neo-Marxists. It's that contrast that's important. And if you are just shoveling popcorn in your mouth saying, oh, I want to enjoy this, so it's got the name of the thing I love on it, so don't yuck my yum. That tells me something about you. That tells me something about you, and your lack of reason, your lack of discernment. My teacher, Miss Larson, I had a Miss Larson too, always says the point of the debate is not for the participants to change each other's minds. It is to inform the audience of each position and let them decide for themselves. It's interesting because not only is that true, but debate and being on a debate team and stuff is skill building if you are thinking about becoming a lawyer. Because a lawyer is by no means trying to convince the other side of anything. The lawyer's job is to defend his client 100% and convince the judge and the jury. That's a great idea to have a nostalgia show to celebrate what we grew up with and share why they are great. I think it's a fun decision. I'm not saying I'm going to make any one of my shows a nostalgia show, I am going to infuse nostalgia into all of my topics and focus more on older stuff than on newer stuff. I'm still going to continue to call out things that are happening in the world currently, but I won't be doing anything like, not that I do a lot of movie reviews, but I won't be reviewing new films. I won't be talking about new toys. It'll all be older stuff. Jane Austen has also been corrupted. I shivered to hear the new Pride and Prejudice coming out. You had the Colin Firth version. Nothing will stop it. Yeah, exactly. And thankfully, we still have scholars, even young scholars, that read the original literature and then compare it to the films and go, this is not Jane Austen. This is not, right? This is not J.R.R. Tolkien, you know? This is not C.S. Lewis. Always go back to the source material. If it's good enough to make an adaptation of, the source material is probably better. Probably. Go check it out. But with that, I need to wrap it up because I realize I'm about to go over time. I don't want to keep you. You guys have things that you need to be working on today. Get back to work. Get back to your lives and loved ones. Later tonight, members, those of you that are members, we will be watching a fairly recent movie, actually, F1. I had been wanting to see it, have not seen it yet, so that is what we will be watching tonight. And Friday, I want to pin down a little bit firmer what the topic is going to be for Friday. I've already talked it over with Boomer, but I want to make sure that that we're solid on that before I announce it. It'll be fun, I promise. It's not going to be something heavy, and the drinks will flow, of course. So that is Liquid Lunch for today, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifted membership from RubyHoove, what is it called? The super chat from RubyHoove. You absolutely are the producer of today's show, Ruby. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you for coming and keeping me company and raising my spirits just a little bit. We need that. That is what friends are for. So, salute, my friends. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
Here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the high noon.